DTS 93, the spring update is here. Time for some feedback, and Deej talked a little bit about what's coming this fall.
You're listening to Destiny the Show.
What's up, everybody? My name is BBKDRAGOON. I almost said my name is Destiny the Show. That'd be a really weird world. So what's up? How's everybody? Ditty, how was your week?
It was awesome. I just woke up from a nap. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Feeling good today. Thank you very much. I am 82 years old now.
I figured as much. I checked your profile to see, getting up there. How's healthcare benefits?
Oh man, you cannot. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. Anyways, I'm young. It's good day, good week. I played some April update. Yes, having so much fun this week with Destiny, and I can't wait to talk about it.
Very good. Yeah, the majority of today's show, we're going to be talking about our feedback on the spring update. Only one bit of news really came out of this week at Bungie, which we're going to touch on at the very start of the show. But we've played a bunch. We've done a lot of different activities. I want to share what I think, what you think, and just go from there, honestly. All right, so the only real piece of news comes from this week at Bungie. We did get a giant set of patch notes, which we'll link on the Destiny the Show website. It's also on Bungie.net if you want to read. But for the most part, there were a lot of quality life adjustments, and Ditty and I are not going to do a full, here's the boring patch note reads. If you've been listening to the last few weeks of shows, or if you kept up with the streams, you're up to speed with just about everything. You don't need to dive into those patch notes, but if you're a real nitty-gritty person, then go for it. This week, Bungie, blah, 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 lots of Instagram pictures, people enjoying their Chroma, their Spectar, their Desolute armor sets, but at the very end, the last paragraph from Deej reads this, and I quote, "The dust from our deployment has yet to settle, but I can sense a question bubbling up to the top of your throat. What's next? Ask us again sometime. There's fresh fighting to do in the Prison of Elders and beyond. The Taken threat requires your action, and there is sweet loot to earn as your reward. The next point on the horizon is an update we're cooking up for the fall. I've seen it. I'm excited about it. I will say no more for now. Hopefully the ramp up to the April update served up some proof that we love speaking at length about Destiny content once it arrives at its final form. Later on this summer, we'll show you the scope, scale, and flavor of the next challenge you'll face. Until then, we'll see you in the Reef and the Tower. And the Crucible, all the places basically, Deej out." Okay, Ditty, can we do a quick recap of that Kotaku article from last fall that spilled the beans on how year 2 worked?
Yeah, absolutely. So to recap, basically, the Kotaku article said that Bungie and Activision, I should say, is doing away with the House of Wolves, Dark Below style DLCs coming out every quarter or so. And they're going to more of the live team format with yearly Taken King-esque expansions. Now, that's just rumor right now, so we don't know exactly what's coming in the fall this time. But it looks like that Bungie and Activision are going more the microtransaction live team model in terms of keeping content updated and fresh for Destiny players. So we can anticipate something along the lines of the Taken King this fall, but nothing's confirmed yet from either Bungie or Activision.
Right, so if we were to take that Kotaku article, and when you say shifting to the live team model, that Kotaku article was saying as an experiment for year 2, which that article came out last fall. I think it was October, so a little bit after the Taken King released. And so far, it's proven to be true. We don't have Dark Below or House of Wolves DLCs in the works, and if they are, we haven't heard anything about them. We've been getting live team updates based on microtransactions through the Eververse store. That has been all coming to play, and according to the Kotaku article, if the article remains true, they said, hey, fall 2016, there's going to be a Taken King-esque expansion, Mars raid, Mercury content, and basically all the bits and pieces of vanilla or Year 1 Destiny stuff. Not Year 1, but just Destiny 1 stuff that didn't make its way into the product at launch. When I read Deej saying here, the next point on the horizon is an update we're cooking up for the fall, I think one of two things. Number one, I know he can't say expansion because Activision, publicly traded company, if the expansion has yet to be formally announced, they can't use that verbiage. But then there's the other side of me that hears the word update and thinks, please do not let this fall update be from the live team. Please let this be something on the scope and scale of the Taken King, right? Am I crazy to think that, Ditty?
No, I would say you're dead on. We are experienced enough with Deej and his verbiage to really take it with a grain of salt. We don't know anything. He doesn't give anything away. This is his craft. This is his expertise at Bungie. He will say words, and they will have no meaning until we see the official word come out on a Twitch stream or an official patch notes update. But it is very tricky, he says, an update in the fall. I really hope it's a Taken King style update. It's going to last a couple more months, a little bit longer than the April update, because I think you and I can agree the April update is not going to last us until September or whenever. No, it's not going to. But this Taken King-esque style, hopefully that's coming in the fall, will at least tide us over until the next roll of Destiny content, which is hopefully Destiny 2, 6 or so months after this launch in the fall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the rumor is Destiny 2, spring 2017. I'm on the train. I'm believing Taken King-esque expansion this fall. Deej cannot say expansion. If he said expansion in the weekly update, we would have lost our minds. All the internet would be exploding about it. It'd be official #confirmed Illuminati stuff. So when he says update, you can read it one of two ways. That's it. That's the news for this week. That is generally it. There's some hot fixes to maybe mention that I think are kind of funny, right? So this hasn't been addressed just yet, but you can actually get year 1 engrams from Cryptarch rank up packages.
Oh, no.
I'm not even joking. And the fix has yet to go out for this. So you can get your not the year 2 versions of the year 1 legendaries that we've talked about, but straight up year 1 engrams from Cryptarch rank up packages.
That is so funny. Oh my goodness. And I think there's another bug going around. This one's been asked a lot, especially in the DTS Discord that we just created this past week. Mm-hmm. Clan tags not showing up in game. That's another bug with this update that has come out. Bungie's aware of it and working on a hotfix for that one as well.
Speaking of Destiny, the show Discord, what is that?
It is a new thing that we've set up for DTS listeners and fans to chat with other DTS listeners and fans to either just talk about Destiny, talk about random things, or group up and actually play the game together.
Yeah, we have almost 70 registered users. There's people in there all day, every day. We're chatting it up. If you want to talk with me, Ditty, any of the Pineapple Boys, or any of the other Destiny the Show community members, hop in there. It's been a good way to meet up with a couple of people and start playing. So it's a lot better than trying to rely on the clan wall. And that was the big reason. We didn't want somebody saying, hey, LFG, 12 hours later, I'm ready. And you're like, nah, that didn't really work, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And we're a little bit more responsive there. Some of us have Discord open at work, so we're able to respond on the fly, when we're taking a coffee break or something. And that link for the Discord chat is discord.me/Destiny the Show. So you can go there and check out the Destiny the Show Discord server.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's talk through our reception of the spring update. First of all, Level 41 Prison of Elders can drop up to 320. Engrams galore. You get to go to the treasure room. You don't have to have a treasure key. It's basically the same as the level 28 version, except you have that 50% chance of the new Taken rooms. What do you think of the level 41 stuff? I did a lot of runs of that before doing Challenge of Elders, and I think it's fun. I think it's a decent way if you want to get a bunch of engrams going. I found Challenge of Elders to be a way faster way to get geared up, but PoE level 41.
Level 41, I would say it was a lot of fun. It's a little bit longer to do than Challenge of Elders now. Once you get over that, once you can either be carried or deal with the enemies in the level 42 Challenge of Elders. But the 41, I thought it was really fun. The Taken rooms were a lot cooler than I thought they would be. And just, I am so happy I have a 315 universal remote and I was able to bring out the Blade Dancer again, doing those camo revives to help my team when I was last Guardian standing. Those were a lot of fun, and the rewards were on par. Engrams dropping galore, like you said, being able to rank up Cryptarch and getting that new gear for infusion material. I've run out of legendary marks infusing all my stuff, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I've been infusing a ton. My compliment here comes to the rewards. It's finally nice to have the match-made Prison of Elders feel like you're getting decent rewards. This is for players who are under 320 light, okay? Once you start getting near 315, 316, 317, get your button Challenge of Elders. You're going to be getting way better rewards a lot quicker. But that's for me where Prison of Elders failed in House of Wolves. Is after I got to 34, I had zero reason to run it because the gun sucked. I did not care about getting anything really from those chests. Whereas doing this, it's an alternative to strikes. It's fun. It's fine. Would I have liked to seen more from the Taken Rooms? I know you said you enjoyed them. I would. The artwork was cool to see the mixture of the two, and I think this is the best the live team has produced thus far. But there's more to the arena game type. You and I both know that. But from surface level, I enjoyed it. Challenge of Elders, fire away with your thoughts. I found it to be really easy, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So go for it.
Yeah, I would agree with the too easy part. Sassy and Aura took me through the Challenge of Elders for a couple runs, and there was one run I decided not to get a single kill and just do damage to the boss. All 3 of my assists, the whole round, the whole match, were my 3 assists on the boss. And we hit the high score with the precision damage headshot kill multiplier, point multiplier.
Yeah.
Sassy and Aura, they're the best of the best, and so obviously they're going to do really well with it. But I would almost like to... I miss that Skolas feeling, like where it's just super chaos in the room and you're fighting and communicating constantly with your teammates to accomplish the task at beating the boss. With the Challenge of Elders, it's like I can sit in my corner and snipe at the boss or shoot my scout rifle at the boss while my 2 other teammates kill all the ads, and we complete it easy. I would almost like to see more ads spawn in the room. Make it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I don't know my opinions on it because around 315 light, you can solo it. And even if you get to the point where Varric starts deducting points, it's such a small amount.
Enough.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Whenever he said Varric is deducting points, I didn't notice the point deductions. I saw it go down once, and that's it, because we completed it before the points were deducted again.
I don't even know if they deduct again. Like, I don't know if you wait 5 minutes and then it happens again, because I've never had a 10-minute round go, basically. I agree. I miss the difficulty. Remember the level 34 Prison of Elders, the Vex boss that would imprison you, and you had to kill that one ad at the base?
You had to find the guy to... Yeah, that was difficult. The first time that was the boss for the 34 Prison of Elders run, I was like, how the heck do you beat this boss? Because we couldn't find that guy.
Yep. I'm
like, what is going on? Why do we keep failing? But that was an interesting mechanic introduced, and it made a lot more sense once you figured it out. And I'm like, okay, that's really cool. And it's a very specific thing to do to beat the boss. With Challenge of Elders, it's just get the points, survive, and kill the boss.
They're on the right track. I like scoring, and maybe future weeks will be more difficult. We do have 15 more combinations to go through, but the precision one was a very easy introduction to the system.
Yes.
Maybe if they wouldn't have challenge in the title, I feel like anytime they say challenge mode, it's just not all that challenging. But whatever.
I'm just waiting for the week where I'm able to solo it easily with my universal remote. I want to do a HUD-less solo Challenge of Elders run. You're going to see it. That's going to happen.
I absolutely love the HUD-less option. It's drop-dead gorgeous. Rooms that I've been in 100 times look better than ever. The HUDless option is fantastic. I'm hoping more machinima and cinema tools come into play. The artwork in the game is stunning. The visuals in the game are stunning. And any way you can give content creators access to more tools, please do so. Now, I did a run of Court of Oryx. Did you do any Court of Oryx this last week?
I did, yes.
Did you enjoy the bump in challenge?
Well, when I did it, it was early in the week, so the content was still new, and we had 7+ Guardians in the Court of Oryx, so it wasn't very challenging.
I see.
But I did like the rewards dropping. It was very, very productive.
Speaking
Court
of rewards, Smart Loot, excuse me, I'm getting light upgrades so much more often than in the previous system. Is that a pro? Is that a con? Because I think it's a pro. I think it's a benefit at this point in the Taken King's life cycle.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We can have more armor sets to choose from, basically. When you hit 320 light, it was usually with one specific armor set, and you never got 320 drops again, or if you did, it was very rare, and you would only get weapons infused up to 320 or whatever. But I'm able to switch out some of my armor pieces to, instead of intellect discipline, I'm doing intellect strength now, or discipline strength, or just different combinations of that armor set that will allow me to really perform at that end game level that I was before, but now it's a different set. I have, for the first half of the week, I got, my first exotic engram decryption was an arachnid hunter exotic chess piece for Blade Dancer, and I'm like, I'm bringing it back. I'm a Blade Dancer main now, and I played Blade Dancer for the first time in 8 or so months, and that was really exciting. So I had more things to choose from.
I used more gear and weapons this week than probably the last 2 combined. I tried out everything, and it's because all of my primaries are now up in the mid 320s. It's so nice to have this quiver to choose from, and like you said, lots of different armor options. I did a ton of activities this week. PvE, Prison of Elders, Challenge of the Elders, Nightfall, did a Trials run and got to the Lighthouse, and I'll talk about that in a second. The Nightfall, I was so happy to see it was the new strike, the Malak strike, and Brain Fart. 320 light, it was a challenge. It was nice to see a little bit of an upgrade bump to the enemy types, and moving forward, I'm going to be doing more of the Nightfalls. If I'm getting better rewards, I'm more incentivized to play these activities, and Smart Loot is just feeling a bit better. But we have 3 characters, so we see the game a little bit differently than I guess somebody with a solo. So
yeah, and I'll be honest, I haven't run the Nightfall yet because the time I wanted to run it, I was under 310 light. I was like 309 or whatever, and my friends were around that as well. And then when I fired it up, I'm like, oh my god, this is 320 light.
I have a question, though. How do you feel about King's Fall not getting a difficulty upgrade? Even though all of our light is increasing, we're getting closer to that 335 hard mode, normal mode. It's remained the same difficulty in regards to the enemies. Pro, con, what do you think?
I think the fact that it still drops end-game gear is okay for now. I would have definitely liked to see, the challenge modes become the new hard modes and something else tacked on top of it, maybe just more enemies spawning or just a modifier or something. But like I said, the fact that it drops up to 335 light level items, I think that's, after the hotfix that's coming out.
It's already dropping.
Is it already? Oh my gosh.
They didn't need to
out of the loop, I guess. But so now that it drops up to like 335 gear, I think that's fine.
Yep. I agree. Mythic difficulty. It's that time. You know it, Bungie. I've been talking about it for 19 shows in a row. One more difficulty level. Yeah, it's going to turn King's Fall into an easier to run weekly. Right now, we've talked about it before. Fantastic designed raid, but it's lengthy. If you are trying to get 6 dudes together for an hour and a half, that can be tough, especially our age group and above. Or dudettes. I include both under the title. We like 320 Nightfall. Trials this last week, I went through and did a Lighthouse run with Azure and Sassy. It was Black Shield, the Phobos map. A lot of fun. I'm using the new Aegis of the Reef pulse rifle I got, which I'm doing a review for here pretty soon. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the Trials run a ton, and they threw rewards at me. I got 2 Doctrines of Passing. I got one of the what is the pulse rifle called? Sum of something?
I was going to say Sum of All Tears, but that's a medal in the Crucible.
I'm pulling it up on Dim right now. I got a bunch of 320 armor. It was really nice, and got the new emblem. If you look at my new emblem, Ditty, it's like a Egyptian cat. That's like your Egyptian new lighthouse emblem thing. It is Reflection Sum. There we go. I knew I could remember that. I think I have like 2 of those now these days. I can't talk about PvP without mentioning Voidwalkers. Across the board,
oh my goodness.
I love one heavy ammo drop, Ditty. I love it so much. I like the special ammo economy changes, but I need more testing before I really talk about it. In Trials, the revive change is very subtle, but I have to tell you about this funny moment. This guy's hiding in the corner. We get 2 down. So the enemies, 2 ghosts. We're lining up our snipers for the res snipes. This guy tries to do a drive-by revive.
Oh,
He
no.
runs past him. He's got his quick revive gear on. It doesn't work. And Sassy just runs in there and blings him in the head. He's like, you can't quick revive anymore, idiot. And just like, it was so funny, man. Love you, Sassy. I know my accent's probably bad.
That is
probably
awesome.
It is. Yeah, I liked it. But Voidwalkers, okay, back to the topic at hand. Dude, they're so good.
The grenades. Oh my goodness. The grenade spam is real, apparently.
I have Discipline 5, and with my Scatternade, as long as I have, oh gosh, I hate while I forget all these perk names while I need it. The Embrace the Void and Soul Rip, and maybe one other one, I can't remember, but it's like 9-second cooldown. If my nade lands on the opponent or does any damage, it's 9 seconds before it's back up. I've heard 7 seconds thrown around, but when I timed mine out, I couldn't make that happen. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, all of your abilities proc into one another. So your melee's up all the time, your nades are up all the time, and I've been using an Obsidian Bomber build. So anytime that I'm landing my Nova Bombs, it's filling up super energy. It really is a vampire. Like, it was
Slap a
talked about
bad
on
juju
stream.
on top of that, and you have everything all the time, and you are just wreaking havoc in the Crucible.
Bungie is so troll mode. They sold Bad Juju from Xur this week, dude. They know. Like, don't even try and tell me it's random. Don't even. You run Bad Juju with that setup, and it's insane. Do I think it's OP? Oh, man, 9-second nades is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I'm a Warlock main, and I love it, but this is... I will be very surprised if we go more than 2 months before this is changed. So,
Yeah,
your
especially
thoughts?
with the Nothing Manacles, the ones that add tracking to the Scatternades.
And
I
you get
ran
an
those
extra.
all the time in and the grenade energy on spawn and the extra scatter grenade. I ran those all the time in year 1, and oh my gosh, with the changes, when you were telling me this the first day it dropped, I was like, oh my god, I need to get my Warlock up to, end game content so I can actually run that. And I found out I have Nothing Manacles year 2 sitting on my Hunter. I can run that build, and I'm so excited. Yeah. I cannot wait to bring out the Void Walker again.
The season of Void Walking is here, but have no fret, Firebolts didn't get touched, so you'll still see, there's so many Sun Singers, dude, in Trials, running Firebolt, Viking Funeral, Super Burn build. It is a little odd. We could have an entire show dedicated to balance, so maybe we revisit the Void Walker topic down the road. All right. Overall thoughts about the update. I want to start by saying this is going to last me probably 3 weeks to get to 335. I say that, and I'm already getting pretty close, so maybe 2 weeks to get to 335 on one character. We play more than the average folk, I would assume, like the people who listen to the show and who are more aficionados of the series. And to get all 3 characters up to 335, I think 5 to 6 weeks for me, schedule-wise. That's nice. It's not 4 months. It's not 4 months. So I want to applaud the live team. This kind of update, this is what I want to see. If you guys could push these out every 2 or 3 months, I know that's unrealistic, but if this is the kind of updates we were getting every 2 or 3 months, oh man, yes, on board, thumbs up. But when you look at how long it's been since Taken King to now, eesh.
Yeah, that's a too long of a period. I would agree with the fact 2 months, 3 months max for these types of updates. There was a lot of quality of life changes in this update. I think we can agree there was not a lot of new content. that was pushed forward. Revamped Prison of Elders for endgame content. There are so many avenues to reach endgame light levels, 335.
Yeah.
I love that. That is so
Yes.
much fun. It's not only trials anymore. It's not 3-hour raid in King's Fall with 4 other people hopefully getting those drops. It's you have 5 or 6 different ways to get 335 gear. I really, really like that.
Yep.
Balance changes in the Crucible and the PvE. Love it as well.
If they had one step above of progression for the player, because this is the catch-up patch. Anybody can get 335. It's just a matter of time. We applaud the fact that you feel like you're constantly getting upgrades no matter what activity you're doing. That is awesome. That is Destiny to me, is like that sense of progression. But I want one more layer on top for the hardcore people. Gathalion, Broman, a lot of the streaming crews, that's what they're mentioning, saying this is great for the broad casual player, but for the diehard, they're going to hit 335 and they're out of here in, give them 2 more weeks.
In a day. Remember that one guy who he had like 70 plus exotic engrams and decrypted all of them and hit 335 light within the first couple hours?
That's right. So people who saved exotic engrams before the actual spring update launched, they were decrypting with light levels that were beyond when they were gathered, if that makes sense. It's kind of I wouldn't say an exploit, but an oversight on Bungie's behalf. Yeah. Usually engrams you collect before the patch will not decrypt to that new light level. So this dude saved up, like multiple people, saved up 60 and 70 exotic engrams, like filled up all their bank tunes and the vault space just for that, and then boom, 335 first day. But that's not very fun. That's more the I did it, look at me kind of thing,
Yeah, exactly.
I bet you Sparrow Racing League is going to make its return.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Iron Banana that's going to show up soon enough. Definitely do that because you're guaranteed some pretty sweet rewards for rank 3 and rank 5. All right, that's where I'm going to leave it. I like the spring update. A lot of refinements, not a lot of new content. Live team, give us this type of stuff every 2, max 3 months. Please.
Yeah, absolutely. Iron Banner is going to be so much fun. I have my 310 No Land Beyond finally. So I can finally do
it
Iron
res
Banner,
snipes, dude.
And I know, it's so awesome. Just wrecking with it in the Crucible. I say wrecking. I mean, getting a kill with it in the Crucible is probably the greatest experience in Destiny ever.
Kratos red snipes, by the way.
Oh my, what? So that's insane. That is insane.
Okay. We'll leave it there with the insanity.
Fusions, though. Oh my god. Fusions are really good now. I love them. I have a fusion rifle from the raid. I've been using it in the Crucible. It's a lot of fun. I now do No Land Beyond and fusion rifles runs because it's the person I kill with is like, what? It's really funny.
They don't expect it. They hear it charging up and they can't believe it. It's like, what is this, 2014? Come on, bro. I want to know what the listeners think, though. So hop in Discord, share your feedback, or you can send us a tweet over at Destiny the Show on Twitter. What do you guys think of the spring update? Yay, nay, what do you want to see different? We'll talk about it next time as we get another week, because I'm betting you, dry news time, it's back, baby. Content drought, embrace it.
I got a request on the Discord for bringing back the Destiny the Show bounties we used to do. So with this new content update, I kind of jokingly said, HUDless, shotgun only, solo, Challenge of Elders run. I want to see it. That's the bounty for the next week or so. BBK and I will come up with some more interesting things in the future weeks, but I say we bring it back.
Okay. So are we extending an official bounty this week, or are we reviving it next week?
I say we're officially reviving it next week, but the interim challenge or bounty is do that solo, HUDless Challenge of Elders run, and let me see it.
We got to discuss prizes, man. We've been planning, but I was a little disappointed to see that there's not global leaderboard for Challenge of Elders. So
maybe Destiny Tracker has something in the works.
We will talk with Rippin from Destiny Tracker and see if there's anything behind the veil.
Yeah.
Where can people find your content?
Yes. Next week, bounties. So my content is at twitter.com/DittyDTS, DITTYDTS. Very active on the Destiny Discord, which is discord.me/Destiny the Show.
Cool. You can go to destinytracker.com for all the best stat tracking in the world of Destiny. You can go to our website, destinytheshow.com, for all the links from today and more. There's only 2 links there, so it's not a giant thing. Follow us on Twitter at Destiny the Show, over on twitch.tv/Destiny the Show. You can follow me at BBKDRAGOON, same name on YouTube. Have a good week, Guardians, and we're looking forward to hearing what you think of Spring Update, either through the Discord or through our Twitter. Adios.